Biking can be a wonderful form of exercise, taking a ride around the park or the neighborhood to get the blood flowing. But how about a bike ride around the country? Well, Brian Blessing has a story now of a South Buffalo quartet that's making that unbelievable trip.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like.
4 South Buffalo cyclists are currently training for a grueling trip. They're men with a cause, having planned an 8,000-mile bike ride around the United States to help raise money for the 5 Boys and Girls Clubs in Buffalo. The 4, Dan Alexander, Dave Sawinski, Robert Kurtz, and Tony Glossick, are all members of the Babcock Boys and Girls Club. And this is their way of showing their gratitude for the club that helped shape their lives.
In the 15 years that I came here, I grew up, since I was 5 years old. Came here every day, played the game, played the sports, learned a lot about growing up, learned a lot with the Boys Club workers, and it was just a really, really nice atmosphere.
If you don't train properly before you start, it's just, there's no way you can do it. Danny and I found that out when we were 16 years old. We went from Buffalo to Denver, and we didn't train as hard as we should have. And we found out in Kansas when we were sore and tired and we don't want to get up at 7 o'clock and cycle another 150 miles. So the training aspect, along with the mental readiness for the trip, is an important part just before we leave.
Robert Kurtz is sacrificing more than his body on this trip. He's a brand new daddy, and he'll be away from his little girl for a long time.
As a matter of fact, she probably won't even be 100 days old by the time I get to leave, and I have to leave her for 100 days. But she's really neat, and it's a big change in our lives, no doubt. But it's a commitment that I made a year and a half ago, and I feel as though it's really important not to back out at this time.
Tony Glossick is a spirited 16-year-old. This will certainly be the challenge of a lifetime, and he's counting heavily on help from his more experienced counterparts. Boys and Girls Clubs along the route are working to help the cause. They'll split whatever funds are raised 50-50 with the group from Buffalo. There'll be some big stops along the way. The 4 will meet O.J. Simpson in Los Angeles, and they hope President Reagan can make time for them in Washington, D.C. in August. The 8,000-mile journey will take 100 days, beginning on May 15th and wrapping up in late August. No word yet, though, from the 4 cyclists on how long it's going to take them to recover. From the Babcock Boys and Girls Club, Brian Blessing, News 4 Sports.
Quite a trip.
Yes, and Channel 4 is proud to be one of the sponsors of the guys, right?
Oh, we're helping them.
We thought Brian was going, that's why we sponsored.
Probably sending them a case of Ben Gay for their trip, right?
Right.
Bearing the banner of Buffalo and boys clubs everywhere, 4 well-trained bicyclists are at this moment cruising along Route 20 somewhere around Westfield, 60 miles into an incredible odyssey with a cause. Doug Smith